You're watching KCAU 9 News.
And good Friday evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Tim Seaman. Sophie is on assignment. Just hours after Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds signed a new transgender bathroom bill, Iowa schools are scrambling to comply with the law. KCAU 9 reporter Tyler Euchner tonight taking a look at what that bill does and how some Siouxland schools are working with families with transgender students. It's our top story this evening at 10.
On Wednesday, Governor Kim Reynolds signed into law a bill that prohibits transgender students from using the bathroom or facilities that align with their gender identity. Instead, they must use the bathroom that matches the sex on their birth certificate.
I received an email message, and she has a first grade grandchild who is transgender, who, when she has gone to that school, has always presented as female. And she's now expected to go into the boys' room.
The bill took into effect immediately when Governor Reynolds signed it, and now Siouxland schools are dealing with concerned parents and guardians of students who will be affected by this law.
The only thing that we've done now is communicated with the students and families that it's affected, and talk about the change of plans and what Governor Reynolds signed into law.
Karen Mackey with the Siouxland Pride Alliance says this bill is a solution without a problem.
So it's actually going to problems for some of these children who maybe no one had realized they were transgender before. Now, because they're going to have to wait and use a different bathroom or use a bathroom that does not align with how they present, that's going to cause all sorts of problems.
Mackey fears this bill will put a target on transgender students.
Putting a child who identifies as one gender and that's how they present, having them have to use a bathroom that does not align with that, that has the potential of then cueing in bullies to the fact that this is a child who is different, who is transgender.
Gutstauer says while change is difficult for many, the Hinton Community School District hopes to ensure all students are treated equally.
You know, our students are our students, meaning that we're going to support our students in whatever capacity is allowable.
The bill does allow parents to request special accommodations for their students, such as using faculty or single-occupant restrooms. Tyler Euchner, KCAU 9 News.
Iowa Republicans are also discussing legislation that could restrict materials and conversations that some parents believe involve sexual content, gender identity, or sexual orientation. Republican presidential candidate from Ohio, Vivek Ramaswamy, was in Glenwood, Iowa earlier this evening. He says that he believes talk about transgender rights are more a symptom of something that's been lost in the country.
Let's actually ask what's going on here. Okay, there's a deeper national identity crisis where we've lost our sense of who we are as a people, lost our sense of who we are as individuals. And back when we used to believe in God, have faith in God, believe in a country, when we used to believe in our family as a source of identity, when we used to believe in the virtue of hard work as a source of our identity, when those things disappear, that's when we start looking for new forms of identity instead.
Ramaswamy will be making a stop in Denison, Iowa, coming up on Saturday and Sunday. The ACLU of Nebraska says that parents and children are likely to be affected by a bill banning gender-affirming treatments for those under the age of 19 in that state. Are now preparing for a legal fight if the measure is enacted. The ACLU says the bill is discriminatory on the basis of sex and violates the free speech rights of doctors. Now, it all comes as the legislation passed the first round of debate on Thursday. LB 574 would outlaw gender-affirming therapies like hormone treatments and gender reassignment surgeries, at least for people under 19. Also, banning doctors in the state from referring minors to other providers for treatment. The measure still needs to pass 2 more rounds of debate before it would move forward. Tonight, a Rock Rapids, Iowa man is behind bars in connection to the murder of a woman in Sheldon. 41-year-old Nathaniel Kessel was taken into custody in Flandreau, South Dakota on 2 arrest warrants, 1 count of first-degree murder and 1 count of a felon in possession of a firearm. On Thursday, around 4 in the afternoon, the O'Brien County Communications Center received a 911 call about a dead woman located in the 600 block of 4th Avenue in Sheldon. When officials arrived, they found that deceased woman inside a residence. The case is being treated as a homicide. An autopsy has been scheduled for tomorrow at the Iowa Office of the State Medical Examiner. The investigation tonight still ongoing. No other information being released at this time. Meanwhile, a Sioux City man has been found guilty of attempting to kill a woman back in March of 2022. According to court documents, a jury has found 22-year-old Carlos Mejia guilty of multiple charges, including attempted murder. Back on March 14th of 2022, police responded to a call of a burglary at the 1900 block of Ingleside Boulevard. A woman had allegedly broken into a home with a knife, and Mejia shot at her. It was later revealed that he allegedly arranged the woman to come to the residence to get money to buy meth. Police say that he was waiting for her. When she entered the back door, Mejia shot at the woman as she tried to run away, sustaining a wound in the abdomen. A sentencing date is set for May 22nd. Well, earlier this week, we brought you the story of multiple inmates and workers becoming sick at the Anamosa State Penitentiary. Now authorities are searching the prison for contraband substances, which they believe may have caused the illness. KCAU-9 anchor Nick Wilson spoke with local authorities here in Siouxland about how often they discover contraband substances and how those substances jeopardize a person's safety.
As the investigation over in Anamosa for contraband substances continues, back here in Sioux City, authorities say the Woodbury County Jail has faced its own problems in the past.
We have seen anything from weapons to illegal drugs, homemade substances that the inmates are not allowed to have.
Lieutenant Randy Ewell has worked at the Woodbury County Jail Division for 35 years. He says preparation is key to catching any contraband items.
So currently we have a body scanner that we use, so everybody that gets booked in and brought into the jail is required to go through a body scanner, which completely searches the inside of and the outside of your body. We constantly are training on contraband and searches.
Ewell says contraband substances do not get inside the jail very often.
Some have various types of smoking pipes hidden inside them. Necklaces have been found.
But when they do, it threatens the safety of the 200 inmates housed in the jail, as well as staff.
Especially with the outbreak of fentanyl, it's very concerning that just touching those substances can prove to be not good for officers and inmates, and in some instances can be fatal.
Contraband not only includes drugs and weapons, but also anything inmates were not given permission to have on them in the jail, including pens, as well as fruits like plums and peaches, because they can be fermented into alcohol. In Sioux City, Nick Wilson, KCAU-9 News.
A work to renovate the old KCAU studios at 7th and Douglas continues. Tomorrow night, Lamb Theater is hosting an original country music jukebox musical fundraiser featuring Sioux City native Cassie Slater. She's returning from Chicago for the one-night event. We stopped by tonight's rehearsal. When funding is complete, 625 Douglas will become the new home for Lamb Arts Regional Theater. The building was once home to the Sioux City Municipal Auditorium. All the proceeds from the event will go toward renovations of that building.
It's wonderful as the people of Siouxland are so supportive of this project, and that's something that we've discovered the last several years. It's just people are really excited about this project.
It's been such an integral part of Sioux City for so long. To have so many people rallying around it now at this point is incredibly exciting and heartwarming, and it's invigorating.
The show plays tomorrow night at the Stony Creek Conference Center. Tickets are already sold out, but the public is invited to still come and make bids on silent auction items until 7:45. Again, that's tomorrow night. We will be there at the event coming up tomorrow night. Millions have already been raised. It's a multi-million-dollar renovation of our old studios, but they continue to make progress. That's good news.
That's pretty exciting. I hope that they're successful. I'd like to walk back in that building someday.
Indeed. No severe weather in the forecast tonight or in the days to come, but it's still got to be a focus as we move towards summer, right, Scott?
Yeah, we are continuing to work through our Severe Weather Awareness Week. We've talked about a bunch of different topics, tornadoes, hail, and today we're going to talk about the difference between a watch and a warning, because it's important to know how to delineate between those. A watch is put out by the National Weather Service usually a few hours before an event gets started so that people can be prepared. It includes portions of states. It goes on for hours. At that point, you want to make sure that you have a plan in place because the ingredients are there for severe weather to happen. A warning is put out basically when there's the finished product. There's the chance of seeing some large hail or damaging winds or tornadoes happen. That includes portions of counties, usually lasts for a period of minutes, 30 or 45 minutes, and at that point, you want to put your plan into action. As far as severe weather preparedness goes, it's important to put together a safety kit with some of these items that you see on your screen. Some extra water, batteries, boots, a cell phone, just in case you need some of that extra materials in order to keep yourself safe during some of the bigger events that blow through. It's also important to know a safe place in your home to go. Again, the lowest level of a building, an interior room away from windows is the best choice. Have multiple ways to receive warnings. A lot of folks receive those on their phones at this point. So again, it's good to have a NOAA weather radio also. Prepare some protective gear. Have a way to alert first responders just in case it's one of those more powerful storms. And another note, you may also want to take some pictures of some of your more valuable belongings, more so for insurance purposes, just if, it's a very strong storm. As far as our immediate forecast goes, again, no significant chance of seeing any storms in the near future. It looks like we'll have limited sunshine, though, this weekend, with cloud cover sticking around and highs generally on the cooler side of things. We are tracking some very small chances at rain and snow in our future. Here's the view outside from our Ho-Chunk Center camera in downtown Sioux City. The view is brought to us by Port Neal Welding Company. And as we check the almanac statistics for today, fairly close to average. A high of 50 was observed this afternoon in Sioux City. Compared to the average of 52, the low temperature this morning fell down to 21 when we still had some snowy surfaces out there. Right now, the temperature is measured at 38. The skies are clear above. The wind is from the east. That is sustained at 8 miles per hour. Temperatures are largely being indicated in the 30s outside. 35 for Cherokee, 34 the update in Orange City. Still holding on to the 40s as you move into the southwest corner of Siouxland. 44 the update in Norfolk, 46 down the road in Omaha, Nebraska. Significantly warmer than the same time last night as temperatures have been able to hike up by between 5 and 15 degrees. This despite the wind from the east-northeast, which is blowing through between about 5 and 10 miles per hour. So thankfully, wind chill is nothing to really be concerned with for tonight. Looking at the satellite and radar picture on the broader view, we were treated to some nice sunshine this afternoon. Some more clouds have worked in, especially south of Sioux City. And there's even a couple of sprinkles being indicated on the radar at this moment, but it looks like most of us should stay dry. There you can see that small flare-up of sprinkles early on Saturday morning, mainly in the form of rain there. Looks to be a mostly cloudy one with high temperatures expected to be in the middle to upper 40s. A disturbance looks to miss us to the south on Sunday. We've put in a small chance, a 20% shot at picking up on precipitation. We're mainly looking at Harrison and Burke counties just north of the Omaha Metro to maybe pick up on some light mixed precip. Then again, late on Sunday night, you can also see another flare-up of some rain and snow, probably east of Sioux City. Maybe Carroll County picks up just a little bit of rain from that. For tonight, a low temperature of 28 on the way, mostly cloudy skies. And as we head through our Saturday, we should have very seasonal springtime conditions, just a hair below average, mostly cloudy, a few sprinkles. Here's a look forward in the 9-on-9 forecast. We should expect to see, again, some tiny chances of precipitation. Highs look to generally sit in the 40s and 50s, with one exception next Friday as we close out the month of March with a chance of snow and a high in the upper 30s.